welcome to my videos on my blog. Sorry, in this time I'm going to talk about the Steelers loss against Eagles 13-27 today on NFL 2024 season, week 15, where the Steelers today travel to Philadelphia in a state game and they tried to get the victory, but this was impossible because the Eagles showed that in this moment they are better team than the Steelers, and the Steelers could compete against the Eagles in the first half, but in the second half was different because the Steelers couldn't compete, and I think that the typing point in this game was the Najee Harris fumble that changed everything because since that moment the Steelers missed the opportunity to minimum score 3 points, but they couldn't, and the Eagles scored a touchdown. And since that moment, the game was over. Also, it shows that the Steelers defense can compete against a top team because this game the Eagles did everything they could. They could against the defense, and in the important games the defense can get the victory. And also another bad news is that TJ Watt left the game with the ankle injury in the fourth quarter. Let's hope that he's okay and he's ready for the next game. So let's talk about this game. Well, I told you the Eagles were better team in all the game except the second half. Oh, sorry, except the second quarter, where in that quarter the Steelers play better. In the first half, they were better and they always had the lead of the game, and they have the game under control. But in the first quarter, they scored the first point and they were leading the game to 10-3 in the end of the first quarter. In the second half, how I told you, the Steelers play better and they close better the game. Where in this quarter, the Eagles only scored one touchdown, the defense only allowed one touchdown, and the Steelers scored 10 points, one field goal, and one sorry, and one touchdown. Sorry, one touchdown and one field goal. In this quarter, the Steelers defense did a great job because they forced two fumbles that the Steelers often couldn't move and change 4 points. Because of these two takeaways, the Steelers only could get 3 points, and this was the difference that they couldn't take advantage of that. In the halftime, the Steelers were trailing by only 4 point difference, 13-17, and I thought in that moment the Steelers were going to compete a minimum, to try to win the game. In the third quarter, the Eagles started with the first possession of the ball, where they moved the ball and they only scored a touchdown. But in the Steelers' first drive of the second half, they were moving the ball. They were playing a very great football, and they were in the Eagles zone. But Najee Harris made a fumble, sorry, and this changed the game because since that moment the Eagles dominate all the second half in both sides of the ball, and in that drive after that, after Najee Harris fumble, the Eagles moved the ball. They lasted like 8 minutes, and they score. They lasted 7 or 8 minutes in that drive, and they scored a touchdown in the first minutes of the fourth quarter. And in that moment, the Eagles were leading by 14 point difference, 27-13. After that, the Steelers had the opportunity to move the ball, but this was a three and out. In that moment, I was angry and didn't understand why the Mike Tomlin didn't decide to play in the 4th and 7, because the Steelers were trailing by two touchdowns. It was a 4-7, and there were less than 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, and I knew that the Steelers couldn't stop the Eagles' offense. Mike Tomlin decided that the Steelers of the offense didn't play in the fourth quarter, and this was a big mistake because since that moment the Eagles had the ball for the rest of the game. In the last 10 minutes of the game, the Steelers defense couldn't stop the ball, and the Eagles moved off the ball. They didn't score any point, and they finished the game with the football, and they won the game 27 by 13. With this loss, the Steelers fell to a 10-4 record, and the Philadelphia Eagles improved to a 12-2 record. In this moment, in this moment, thanks to the Steelers, in this moment are still leading the AFC North with a 10-4 record, but they have a only one game different, goal different advance against the Baltimore Ravens. That the next week these two teams will play and will be in game the championship of this division. Thanks that not everything is bad with this loss, because thanks that Texas defeated the Dolphins and the Broncos defeated the Colts. The Steelers clinched a spot to playoffs, so the Steelers qualify to the playoffs. So let's just talk about a little about the general statistics. The Eagles, how I told you, were the best team. The Steelers, I love that the Eagles moved the ball. They had a total 401 total yards, 270 by pass, and 131 by run. The defense, especially in the second half, played a very bad game, and in the offense, they couldn't move the ball because they only had 163 total yards. This was a very bad game, and in the run game, they only have 56 and 107 by passing. So Jerry Pickens didn't play by a back-to-back game. So we need that he recovers to the Steelers compete. And also what I told you in this video is that the Steelers had two takeaways. Two Eagles fumble, but in these two takeaways, the Steelers only scored 3 points, and the difference was the Steelers only had a one fumble, one giveaway. That the Eagles took advantage and they scored a touchdown. And how I told you, this was the tipping point, because since that moment the Steelers couldn't compete. So, how I told you, the Steelers, the good news is that they clinch a spot to the playoff. They are still leading the division, and they are going to be in playoffs. So, what's next? The next week, this will be a tremendous game. I think that in this will be the game is the division is in the game. Where the next week the Steelers will, in the week 16, the Steelers will travel to Maryland and Baltimore, Maryland, and they will play against the Ravens the next Saturday. Sorry, December 21st and 16:30 Eastern time. Today in the morning, the Ravens traveled to the Big Apple, and they had any problem, and they defeated the Giants 35 to 14. So how I told you, the difference between these two teams is only one game difference, because the Steelers defeated the Ravens in the week in the week 11, where this was a very great game, where the Steelers played a very great game, and they won this game by 2 point difference, where our kicker Chris Bowell scored all the points, six field goals, and Justin Tucker, the Ravens kicker, missed two field goals. So this will be a tremendous game, because both teams are playing a very good football, and I think that this will be like like the first game in the week 11, where I think that both teams will score less than 20 points. So about this game. And remember, I think that the Steelers have won neither of the last 10 games played against the Ravens. So I think that this game will be very close. I think that the difference will be by 1 to 3 point difference. I think that the game will be defined in the last minutes of the second of the game, if not in the last play of the game. And I think how is the threat that I think that the Steelers are going to dare this prediction, and I'm going to dare this prediction that the Steelers are going to win this game. Uh, and the Steelers, with this victory, they're going to win the clinch the division. They're going to win the AFC North. But let's see. So in this video, I talk about that the Steelers travel to Philadelphia, and they unfortunately lost against the Philadelphia Eagles by 14-point difference. And this is the Steelers haven't won any game in Philadelphia as a white team in 59 years, since 1965. So this year wasn't the different, and the Steelers lost. Now the Steelers fell to a 10-4 record, but there is no bad, because the Steelers are still in the AFC North, and because the Texas and the Broncos won their games, the Steelers clinch a spot to playoffs. So the next week, the Steelers will travel to Baltimore, where they will play against the Ravens, where the Steelers defeated the Ravens in the week 11 by 2 point difference. And if the Steelers win this game the next Saturday, the Steelers will win the AFC North. So this will be fantastic. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write me any comment or suggestion in any of my social media platform that they are Substack, YouTube, and Spotify. So see you next video. Gibran.